Hi guys, it's Andy from Man City Fan TV. We're back for this part 2 of the review, and this really is just a quick one. It's about the latest rumours that have come out today surrounding Man City, or certainly the last 24 hours. First one, John Stones has been linked with several clubs, Arsenal and Spurs today, and we spoke about it in part 1, about whether we think he should stay, should he go. What are your thoughts, Tom?
Well, I wasn't surprised when I saw it. Like, you know, he's not exactly the first choice centre back, is he? And he's not been given a lot of time. If we can get a decent fee for him, I'd take it. Obviously, I don't think we're going to get 50 million like we bought him for. But if we can get 35 to 40 million for him, then I'd easily take something like that. And yeah, what can you say? Other than I'm not really shocked at the rumour or the things in the press that he might be leaving. But yeah, other than he's obviously wants to go to London, or London clubs are wanting him. So yeah, whatever happens, if we can sell him, then happy days before his contract ends, because we don't want to be in the situation where we let him go for a free.
Yeah, Chris?
I would like to see Stones stay. I've said this plenty of times. I think he's young, he's English. I think he is a good footballer. He might not be the perfect, a centre back in the Vinny mould, but he is a stylish footballer when he's playing well. But yeah, I agree. I'd rather that we sold him than he sort of left on a free, if that's the way it's going to go for him. But I would be disappointed if he left. But I think he's got a bit of an issue himself. If we are looking at Koulibaly or looking at somebody to come in and play alongside Laporte, for Stones to become the sort of third, fourth centre back at the club when there's international championships coming up, I think he will want to be playing regularly to stake his claim for one of those places. So
it's interesting that, obviously, I think Martin said that potentially last night he was in the shop window, and yet the two clubs are London-based clubs, in particular one of them being Arsenal with Mikel Arteta. Interesting that if they're in for him, then obviously Arteta trusts him and sees the potential in there. Be interesting. Martin, what are your thoughts, Stones?
I think he's had a lot of bad luck since he's been at the club. It's been stop-start for him. I just think with no offer of a new contract on the table, that speaks volumes. I think it speaks volumes. And I think Pep's changed his tune a little bit on him. You know, Pep doesn't like to give too much away. I have a bit of an issue with the board at the minute on these contracts. When did we become Arsenal? Why are we suddenly letting everyone run contracts down out the door? I'm a bit thin with that at the minute.
I think I've looked at this, and I've heard you say this a few times, and I've looked at it, and there are occasions where you go, yeah, maybe we should have done this. But if you look at a lot of the players when the contracts have been running down, players have been injured, and it's like, how do you sell an injured player to somebody? That's a massive gamble on there. So I do agree. There's been occasions whereby you look at it and go, should have sorted this out a bit earlier, and maybe done this and done that and done the other. People talk about Vinny's replacement last season. And everybody, I think, is in agreement that it was a massive mistake. But I think Cheeky and Ferran and Pep were under the impression that Otamendi was going. And there was going to be a replacement. And the very last minute, Otamendi refused to go, which sort of left them out of the market. And it was too late to bring somebody in unless you wanted to buy a lesser player just to replace a like for like, or add to the wage bill and have another player if Otamendi's refusing to go. So
the problem is it's a real tricky one, because Otamendi's going to go, because I think he is on a free inter. He is out of contract.
Yeah, he will be.
So he's going to be gone. He's probably already agreed a deal somewhere, and it's all being kept quiet.
He got a year to go, Otamendi?
I thought he was out. I've read somewhere he's out.
I thought he's got a year to go.
Well, he has, because he signed a 5-year deal when he signed in 2015, and he signed a year extension 2018, I think it was.
I think he's got a year to go.
You've got Otamendi on a year. You've got Stones on a year. You've got the Garcia rumours now. That could potentially 3 out the door because they're going to have to. They either tie them down to deals or we let them walk on freeze.
Yeah, we'll come to Garcia.
I'm just saying that we could literally be losing. We're saying, well, you've got to choose between Stones and Otamendi. We might have no choice. The two of them might be gone because of the contract situations. Or we're going to have to let one of them go on a free transfer.
Well, I mean, if you believe the rumours last season, like I said about Otamendi, the City were prepared to sell right up to the last day. And then he sort of reneged on going and decided to stay in City, was sort of left in a, if the rumours are true, and these are just rumours, that they were in a no-win situation. They couldn't buy anybody and they were stuck with what they had, which maybe you could put a bit of blame on them and say, maybe it should have been done a bit earlier in the summer and given time to make sure that they definitely knew they were getting somebody in. But
I'm not sure if it is one centre-back because Sky, Sam Laird, there's a number. Apparently, it is 2 they're looking at. It is 2 new centre-backs they're looking at, apparently. Well, one of them's meant to be a big boy and the other one's meant to be the up-and-comer, which is where the Nathan Ake thing came in. But I've got the doubts on Koulibaly now because I'm starting to feel like we're being used by the agent to get a contract out of him now.
So I was right a few weeks ago on the Friday Night Social.
Starting to feel we're falling into the trap that Man United did a few years ago.
Well, I can see the merits of going for someone like him for a couple of years, but I just don't think. I don't think it's the. I don't think.
I don't know now. I used to say it's to keep Garcia, but I mean we'll go on.
Well, Well, let's go to Garcia then. And on that point, I mean, you were talking about the facts of Skriniar and Koulibaly and blah blah blah, and I said to them, I said a few weeks ago on the Friday Night Social, well, I don't think it'll make much difference because either way, if you were to buy a Koulibaly now or you buy a Skriniar now, Eric Garcia is going to play second fiddle for 2-3 years at least, regardless, irrelevant. So is he going to do that? Does Eric Garcia know that City are looking at another centre-back and thinks, I'm going to be the third choice player and I think this, but then Pep comes out with comments last night saying, we know, how he knows and his agent knows how much, which his agent is Carlos Puyo, ex-Barca player. He knows how much we want him here and things like that, and he has been getting opportunities. So I think the Garcia one, I don't know.
Doing it with someone.
Yeah, I mean it's silly season though, isn't it? Chris, what are your thoughts on the Garcia rumours and the Barca and things like that?
Well, that doesn't surprise me. He come from Barcelona. He's a Barcelona lad, I take it.
Yeah.
And if he can, I'm sure he'd love to go back and play for that club. For City, I think we've got 2 up-and-coming centre-backs who got possibilities of getting into the first team squad. So there's still Taylor Howard-Bellis, probably just behind Garcia at the minute in terms of experience. It's a tough one because Garcia, I've seen him play decent. He played pretty poorly against Southampton, but he's still a kid. So you're going to have games where you make the odd mistake as well, aren't you? So if we can get a decent price for him, but I think hasn't he only got a year left as well? So
yeah.
So a decent price for him, then
Glad you Arsenal.
I mean, the thing is that what we don't know, and we're only reading all of the press releases, speculation, blah blah blah. For all we know, City have had an offer on the table for the last 6 months for Eric Garcia to sign a new contract, and he's been positive that we'll iron out these details, we'll do this, and now all of a sudden. He's suddenly now hitting the last year of his contract and decided maybe he wants to go to Barcelona if they've been sniffing around him, which leaves City in it's almost an impossible situation, like I keep saying with the Sancho thing. If a player does not want to sign at that given point, you can't force them to do it.
Why is that happening? Why does it keep happening?
But you can't force players because I think the way youth players you've seen it this season, and Martin, I know that you're frustrated about it and things like that, but there is a massive change in the dynamic now over the last 12 months to 24 months, the way footballers, young players in particular, are viewing contracts. There's a massive shift, huge. You look at Sancho, you look at this Jude Bellingham, you look at the other players that have gone out to Dortmund and gone to the Bundesliga, and you look now at potentially Garcia going there. There's a massive shift where before, youth players wouldn't really go. You look at Brahim Diaz. He gets a dream move to Real Madrid. You can't force these players to stay. You just cannot. Players have all the power now. All the power.
But it comes back to what I said on the Friday Night Social a couple of weeks ago when I said about the youth academy. Are they ever going to get a chance in a top team?
Well, I mean, all right. Well, Jadon Sancho's gone to Borussia Dortmund and now become a world beater, now £100 million plus player. So, yeah, they can. Brahim Diaz went to Real Madrid. It's not worked out. You look at Martin Odegaard, who went to Real Madrid.
Odegaard, yeah.
Odegaard didn't work out for him. But there is loads of examples where it has worked out. Now, like I said, for all we know, and we don't know about it, we just read the headlines. For all we know, City probably might have 6 months ago said to Garcia and Puyol, look, there's a 5-year contract on the table here, and it's, well, okay, we'll have to look at it and we'll do that. And in that time frame, Barca have come sniffing, going, he looks like he's a decent prospect, and what are your thoughts? And you're telling me Puyol is not discussing with his Barca colleagues and things like that, and delay is happening, and City are sort of going, let's hope he stays, we've got it on the table. Now all of a sudden, maybe the last 48 hours, 72 hours, City have got wind of the fact that, hold on, this is actually, there's something in this. We want you to stay, but now Cheeky and Ferran can't do anything about that. They can't. What they're going to do? Right, you haven't signed it in 6 months, so we're going to sell you. Are they going to do that? Because Pep wants Garcia to stay. He wants him to stay.
If he gets into his last year, they'll sell him. As what they did.
But he's going to
let Sane walk on a free. They don't do it. Businesses don't do it.
I know, but Martin, you're missing the point of what I've just said. You're saying the same thing over and over again. You're missing the point of what I've just said. The point is, if a player 6 months ago is offered a 5-year extension on his contract by City, like, let's just imagine, and for all we know, I'm totally wrong, and this hasn't happened, but for all we know, they could have offered him 6 months ago a 5-year contract, and his agent and him have just dragged it on. They want X amount of this, and they want this, and bonuses here, and image rights, and blah. And suddenly, over that 3 months later, Barca are now sniffing around him, saying, actually, he looks a great prospect. And
I know, but City do a lot of lowballing. We never go in.
You don't know that, Martin, because you don't know the ins and outs. You don't know the ins and outs of
we've
it.
lost out on because we've lowballed.
Yeah, but you don't know the ins and outs of it. You don't know the ins and outs of it. We don't know the ins and outs of it.
So what we're going to say is it's a coincidence that we lose all these top players, we lose all these young kids, and they're all going to other clubs on bigger money.
But that is part of having the academy, isn't it? The academy is there to make money.
So that's how we make our money.
We made 150 million on academy players.
So what we're saying is, unless the kid's from Manchester, we've no chance keeping hold of him.
No, who said anything like that? Who said anything like that?
My point is what I'm trying. Well, because you're not saying to me that's what the academies are for. They're not. The academy should also be bringing through the future of the club.
Well, hold on a minute. We had Tommy Doyle. We've got Eric Garcia. We had Phil Foden. We've got Taylor Howard-Bellis all played this season.
Right. Taylor Howard-Bellis and Phil Foden are Manchester lads, so they ain't going anywhere. The City fans, so they're locked in. They're not. They are exactly the same as what Garcia is to Barcelona.
Martin,
go on.
How many local lads in that youth academy have been sold over the last 4 years that have been from Manchester? Tons. Absolutely tons. Loads. Absolutely loads of them. Just because they're from Manchester or Stockport or wherever, the Northwest, doesn't mean to say that they're good enough for Manchester City. Just because they're local doesn't mean it guarantees them to come through. If they're not good enough, they're not good enough.
I'm talking about they're willing to stay.
Well,
so you can offer them.
Hold on a minute. Wasn't Alexander Zinchenko willing to stay and fight for his place when he got £15 million move to Wolves? And he's not from Manchester.
Okay, yeah, Mike, and I've said to him he's very loyal for that. But
So
he wasn't out
it don't matter where you're from. If there's no route or path coming through the team, you'll leave.
But Garcia's got a route.
But he's a Barcelona lad, isn't he?
Yeah, he's from Barcelona.
If there was a lad at Barcelona Academy who was a mank who spotted City and he wanted to come and play for City, we'd be like, yeah, we want him. We want him.
Point. So all we're saying is, unless the Mancunians, we're not going to keep hold of him.
That's not true, though.
You just said
because
that. You just said, but they're Mancunians. Garcia's from Barcelona.
But Jaden Braff's not a Manc, and he's getting first team squad. He's in the first team squad next year. And Zach's.
Is there?
You have to remember.
He's not even on the bench, Tom.
Yeah, no, that's for next season. He's joining the first team from next year.
Mm.
And that's what I'm saying. And also, you have to remember that part of the academy is the loans that we get in and the buys of very young players. Zach Steffen, today has been announced that he's going to be officially the second keeper because he's got a work permit. Douglas Costa was going to be part of the squad. All these players you see are part of the academy if they're under a certain age. And Douglas Costa was, and so is Zach Steffen. So it's not just the people.
Please.
The youth.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. The ball at a young age.
The youth, is it?
No. But he's a young player that's been brought in as if he's an academy player. Because City have scouted him and sorted him out, put him on loan to Dusseldorf and whatsoever. And so Jaden Braff, he's come in. Well, you have to remember, half of these players that you see are from City at a young age. They get brought into the academies at a young age from other clubs. Jadon Sancho was bought from MK Dons, and then he came to City, and then he went out to Dortmund. So,
I get that. You're missing my point, all of you. You're all thinking I'm saying. My point I'm trying to make is Otamendi, 1 year. John Stones, 1 year.
Right, okay, all right.
Is there no problem here?
Right, Martin. So what Martin, you've got one of the richest owners in the world, okay, running Manchester City, one of the most successful Premier League teams of modern era, okay? He employs Cheeky and Ferran to do a job. Now, who has been the most successful club over the last 10 years? Right. So if they're that bad at what they're doing, why are they still in a job?
They might not become Monday. Remember that.
What the hell?
Oh, God. Jesus Christ. Do you watch Alex Jones or something? You're the biggest conspiracy theorist I've ever met in my life.
All right then. So,
well, I'll tell you what then. What if we don't get banned? What if we don't get banned? Will you actually come on Man City Fan TV and say a massive apology to Cheeky and Ferran for being so negative against them?
How?
Well, everything is, they're going to be, they might not have a job on Monday. I guarantee you, if come Monday we get banned, they will still have a job. Because you're telling me it's not driven.
And years to come, so you can come out on national TV and lie.
Why
that's all right.
Martin, why are you talking about Cheeky and Ferran? They're not the CEO. Khaldoon is the CEO. So if anyone should walk,
Khaldoon doesn't do the contract negotiations, and you very well know that.
Stop talking garbage. He runs the purse strings. He runs the purse strings. They don't just leave it to Cheeky and Ferran. He makes the decisions. And on FFP and everything else, you're telling me, he goes, I don't know much about it. I'll leave it to Cheeky and Ferran. He's the CEO of the club. If anyone should walk, if we get banned on Monday, it should be Khaldoon Al-Mubarak. He's the CEO of the club. He's the decision maker out of anyone, probably more than Sheikh Mansour. So if anyone should leave, don't put the blame on Cheeky and Ferran. Put it on Khaldoon. But you always have had this thing about Cheeky and Ferran are garbage, the rubbish. They always do this.
Don't put words in my mouth.
You have said it on numerous occasions on Man City TV. You have said, oh yeah, the rubbish. They always leave everything to the last minute. They never get the right signings. Oh, they never do this. We are the most successful club in the past decade in Premier League, in the current Premier League era. And yet, It doesn't matter if we lose a player like Otamendi. Well, he's in 1 year of his contract. That's rubbish. We should get 200 million quid for him. We should have done this 10 years ago. We should have done. It's just the way football works, mate.
All right. Well, you're putting words in my mouth now.
Jesus.
Totally exaggerating everything.
Well, like I said, because it's like you seem to have this, I know from the inside what's going on and they're rubbish. Nobody knows.
Never said that.
Nobody knows. Nobody knows.
Well, nobody knows them. Well, we'll just see. We'll see, won't we? Because at the end of the day, obviously, I sit and talk a load of BS. Don't know what I'm talking about. I'm obviously very negative, aren't I?
No, well, you keep saying, well, we'll see on Monday if they've still got a job.
All right, then. What are you going to do on Monday if we get banned for 2 years? Oh, it's all conspiracy theory. It's all
it means nothing. It means nothing to me, Europe or no Europe.
What are you going to do? I tell you what.
But it'll be something to other fans who think that the.
I tell you what are you going to do? Are you going to do a video on Monday going, right, get rid of Cheeky and Ferran. That's it. We're banned for 2 years. Fucking get them out of the club. Go on, get them out. It's their fault. It's everything. Are you going to do a video on that?
No, but I will be upset because they will have lied. Is that fact? We'll leave it. We'll get banned. We'll have lied.
I don't know. Because I wasn't.
Came out on City TV and said, City have done nothing wrong. I can assure the fans that we've done nothing wrong. If they get banned for 2 years, what happens then? Because they have done something wrong.
What would you have liked him to have said then?
You can't say no much more than that.
What you didn't like that comment. So what would you have liked him to have said?
Don't set yourself up for a fall.
So what would you like to him have said? Because obviously you're a PR expert more than Ferran and Cheeky.
I'm not a PR expert.
So what would you have said?
I'm a fan, that's all. I'm allowed my opinion.
Because if he didn't say anything, it would make you look guilty. So he came out and made a statement, which we still don't know whether it's fact or not, because we weren't at the CAS hearing. So if you didn't like what he said, what would you have said? If you were Ferran Soriano having to make a statement, because everyone is going, there's silence that is worrying, that's guilty, which spreads rumours. What would you have said at the time, other than we completely disagree with what's going on, blah, 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 blah? What would you have said?
I didn't say that. I wouldn't have come out and said, I can assure the fans, promise the fans we have done nothing wrong. That sort of statement I wouldn't have said.
Right. So what would you have said?
I'd have said, in our opinion, we haven't done anything wrong, and we'll see what happens in court.
So if you use that terminology, in our opinion, you sound guilty straight away.
Sorry, we are guilty.
Our opinion.
Use flash for you. We're guilty and we're banned right now. We're on appeal. We are guilty right now. We're banned. We're banned right now. We are guilty and we're banned.
Yeah, and we're entitled to an appeal.
Yeah, so we can't say well we're not guilty, because right now, factually, we are banned and we are guilty.
Yeah, well, we're banned by UEFA. Yeah. The most honest organisation on the planet.
I'm not saying that.
Hence why it's gone to CAS.
Okay. There's no point, because obviously my opinion's wrong. So
it's not. No, it's not.
It is.
It's a debate. It's a debate, Martin. Stop being defensive. You just made a statement, which is where this discussion came from, which is basically, you've always had a go at Ferran and Cheeky over the transfer market policy. You've always done it, and then you said, yeah, and basically they shouldn't be in a job come Monday if we get banned for 2 years.
Because I do think heads will roll on Monday if we get banned.
You think Cheeky Ferran will be sacked by Khaldoon and Sheikh Mansour? And if they do, who else do you think will walk out the door?
In my honest opinion, I don't think Pep will stay if we get banned.
Who do you think will be walking straight out the door after them if they get sacked on Monday?
No idea. No, you're going Monday. I don't believe
you just said Monday. You just said, well, I tell you, you will be gone on Monday if we get banned for 2 years. You're talking about Cheeky and Ferran. That's what you were talking about. That was hence
there we go.
Discussion.
No. Well, if we get banned, everything will be fine. Everyone will stay. We'll get all the top players. We'll sign everyone. Everything's hunky-dory.
Why are you being so negative? Because you don't even know the outcome.
I'm not, but I'm not going to sit with blue tinted glasses on going, oh, we're innocent with this. We're screwed by everyone. Everyone's brilliant. I'm not going to do that. I'm sorry. I've never done that from day one on the channel, sat there and gone with blue tinted glasses on. I've never done it.
I don't think anybody has. I did videos.
I'm not the only fan. I'm not the only fan. I'm not the only fan who thinks like this. I've seen other blues who do think like this.
I've done videos on this with people who know far more than I know about FFP.
Right.
Far more. And on those videos, I said, I do think we're guilty of something.
Mm.
I've said that. I've never once ever said we are innocent. I've said it wouldn't surprise me if there's been something going on. Whether we'll get away with it is another thing. I've never once said we are squeaky clean and innocent of anything. Never, ever, ever have I ever said that. Ever.
My issue with this is going to be, if we are guilty, there's going to be a bigger fallback on this, because then the Premier League are going to open investigations.
It's all supposition. Now, for all we know, come Monday, we might get a 2-year suspended sentence and a fine, and City actually go, all right, we'll take it. Even though we fought it, even though we've actually fought it and said we're not accepting anything, we'll take it. Because actually, on this, and I know we've moved away from some of the transfer rumours, but actually, I think statistics shows that if CAS uphold a ban, like let's say they uphold the 2-year ban, statistically, you're not going to go to the Court of Human Rights and beat it.
No, you won't.
Because they are very impartial when it comes to it. They are very impartial when it comes to it. And I don't think City will drag it out. I think if we are banned and it's upheld, I don't think City will take it. I think they'll take the 2-year ban. And that'll be it.
But I think there'll be repercussions from that. I'm not bothered about being out of Europe. I'm not bothered. I'm not asked whether we're in Europe or not. Like I said, I was there, like a lot of yous, back in '99. I was there. I'm not bothered what league we're in, what division we're in, about the trophies. I'm not here for trophies.
Okay, so what are you worried about then?
What I'm worried about, because I'll be honest with you, and going on the transfer thing, the biggest issue with transfers right now is Pep's got to make a decision. Pep sat there on a 1-year deal. Until Pep makes a decision, it's going to be very hard to commit any existing players or future players to come in the door.
So you're worried about Pep?
Of course I am. I'm worried about Pep. I'm worried about other players. I'm worried about the actual image of the club. Because
prior to February, when we got charged with this, I'll ask you two, because it's just me and Martin ranting and raving and going on. Did you honestly believe that Pep Guardiola would sign an extended contract beyond next year? Not whether you'd like him to. Did you honestly believe he would sign 6, going into 6 and 7 years and 8 year at City? Tom?
Honestly, from the heart, no. I didn't expect it, because he's not that sort of manager. He's not a manager that has long spells. He likes to make clubs with lots of success in a short period of time. So before February, I thought we'd see him for this season and next season, and that'd be it, before anything happened in February.
Chris?
Yeah, I'm pretty much with Tom on that. I think the only thing that at City is he'll have more control of everything at the club than he will anywhere else. I think there is that within him that he wants to go to Italy and prove himself. And he might want to do it as an international boss at some time as well. I think City for him is very attractive as long as we do get through CAS. I think he could. I wouldn't be overly surprised if he committed for an extended period, but I don't see him doing 28 years like Sir Alex or a Wenger sort of thing. I think what Martin was saying there on Ferran is there's certain things that he's come out and says, look, we haven't done anything wrong, and there's irrefutable evidence that we haven't done anything wrong, and they are quite strong ways of coming out and saying, look, we're innocent.
Yeah.
And I think as a fan, the one thing that we don't want to spend the rest of our days hearing is you're a cheat, you're a bunch of cheats. That's not a nice thing to be called. And as fans, we have no influence on anything like that, do we? And it's not up to us to be defending the club either.
No.
So And my point with this is, I'm not so negative as Martin is on this, because I can't believe somebody as clever as Ferran would come out and say those sort of things either. Not as strongly as he did. And I think City do think they've got a really, really good case.
But that's my point. If it does go belly up Monday, that's my point. It's the wording, the way he said it. Just come out with a bit more of a blank
but if
statement.
that's what he believes, why should he come out with anything different to what he believes?
Yeah.
Because he's going to look a total fool if it does go wrong.
Yeah.
And some fans, because I've spoke to other fans, not just on the channel, other fans in my family, fans at work, and they are going to be angry on Monday if we get in the watch set. They are.
I just don't get that whatsoever. City fans being angry. I mean, what's that all about? Why would
What's
you
to be angry about?
You're all allowed an opinion.
No, but I'm not talking about opinions, but getting angry.
You say you don't
who you angry at?
Because they've been lied to. They'll feel like they've been lied to.
But City might believe that they've got a genuine case, and Cass decide, no, there's not enough evidence for us to overturn it. Now, Cass have already come out and made statements that they're not happy about some of the things that UEFA have done and the way they've gone about it.
Yeah.
They've stated that. But it doesn't mean to say that there's enough evidence to overturn a 2-year ban, which UEFA, not Cass, UEFA imposed on City. It doesn't mean to say that, there's enough evidence there to overturn the actual 2-year ban.
And another thing,
it doesn't mean to say that what Ferran said was wrong.
Yeah.
It just means that Cass can't find enough evidence to say, well, we can't overrule the 2-year ban. We can't overturn it.
It's a huge case, isn't it? I mean, we feel like we've been punished once already, and they've reopened something again, so we feel wronged by that sort of why they've done it. And we also go from having Infantino coming over and trying to do a fine sort of thing, and City said no, we've done nothing wrong.
Yeah.
And so then we've gone from it was worthy of a fine, now it's worthy of a 2-year ban, and all the implications of that brings onto the club. It's a tough thing, and I'm as a City fan, I'm fairly nervous about Monday.
Yeah, I'm nervous. Yeah.
But whatever it brings, there's no point, sacking everybody out of the club because let's not forget, Pep wouldn't be at the club if it wasn't for Cheeky and Ferran.
No chance. Well, my point was about Pep, because Martin, your point was that you were worried about Pep, and if we got banned for 2 years. And I'm with Tom. I think after this season, I don't think he would have signed another extended contract. I think he would have done this season and next, and that would have been it. Now, if we're out the Champions League, will he leave this summer? Who knows? I don't think he will. I think he'll see out his contract at City. But if we win the appeal with Cats, I think there might be a possibility that he might go, you know what, there you go, fuck you. I've got Klopp now that I need to put in his place. I might just sign another couple of years.
That's my point. You're saying about that. It's got the biggest rebuild about to happen at the club. And if we're saying, well, we don't think he's going to be here in a year, what's the point in him doing the rebuild? For a new manager to walk in and go, I don't fancy you, I don't fancy you, and I don't fancy him.
Well, yeah, but...
So what we're going to say is we're going to write next season off like we did with Pellegrini in the last season.
No, Martin, stop looking at it in such a one-dimensional way.
I'm not, but I'm looking at...
You are.
You look at the year Pellegrini...
Who are his best friends? Cheeky and Ferran. Are you telling me Cheeky and Ferran don't know what Pep's plans are? Are you honestly telling me?
That wasn't the question.
The
question was on the squad rebuild.
Yeah, no, but you say...
Who's going to come in? Pep goes, well, I'm only here for 12 more months.
What's the point? There's no point, is there? Well, if Pep is going, I think I'm going to have one more year and then that's it, and this is who I think he should be bringing in to replace me.
And his
somebody like-minded, somebody who he thinks he might recommend as taking over his philosophy. For all we know, he might have recommended Mikel Arteta. He might have, recommended Nuno Espirito Santo. He might have been. Who knows who we might have recommended? So he might be laying the foundations of a rebuild for a person he knows could take over those type of players.
So what we're saying is Pep's choosing our next manager.
Well, he chose Kevin De Bruyne.
That worked out for Ferguson, didn't it?
Well, he chose Kevin De Bruyne before before Pep was at the club.
Oh, well, Alex Ferguson chose David Moyes, and that went down like a lead balloon, didn't it? So it doesn't always work.
I think that Pep bringing in I forget his name, the new assistant manager, is,
you
know that he wouldn't have brought him in if he's going to leave.
Well, he signed a 1 year deal.
Yeah, but he's not going to leave.
Year left. Remember that?
Yeah, but he's not going to leave after this cast decision when he's brought this guy in. That would be there's no need to bring the guy in.
Well, they could have just waited, couldn't they?
Yeah, exactly. They wouldn't have brought a guy over to the country for nothing.
Especially when there's nothing really. Well, all right, this is the Champions League. He could have just brought him in as an advisor rather than making him an assistant coach. Martin, I'm not having a go at you. I just don't understand where you're coming from with it. That's the only thing.
No, because the point I'm making is I'm looking at the signs, and as much as everyone's going, well, this is positive and that's this. Like I said, I'm not bothered about Europe. I'm not bothered if we get banned. But I'm not thinking there's going to be no implications on the club if we're banned.
Well, then you should be bothered.
And you've got your head in the sand if you don't think there is.
Well, then you've just absolutely contradicted everything you've just said, because you said, I'm not bothered about Europe and I don't care about this.
No.
But there's going to be implications against the club if we get banned.
Yeah, because
why are you worried then if we get banned?
It isn't contradictory. I'm not bothered about being banned out of Europe because I couldn't give a toss about Europe. I'm bothered about the other knock-on effects it has.
Like what? What?
Well, certain players might want to leave. We're not going to be able to attract certain players.
Like who?
Well, I don't know. But I don't know.
Players like who?
So all right then. So here's a question back to you. Every single player is going to stay for 2 years.
I'm just asking you, like who? It was a simple question.
Well, anything I say, you'll just come back and go, well, where's the evidence?
I'm not. I'm just asking. You just made a statement. I'm worried about this. I'm worried about that. I'm saying, well,
I don't think KDB will stay.
Well, as KDB's agent, not too.
See, look, this is where you go now with it.
No. I'm just saying, which is one of the points which we discussed before going live. Yeah. That one of the things was KDB's agent said the 90% of the rumours you read is absolute bullshit. And there's been other talk to say that as long as City pay him the 3.5 million that he would lose out for the 2 years, if it was 2 years, then you only have to look at the likes of why is Paul Pogba still staying at Man United when they're not been in the Champions League? Why? Because he's paid a shed load of money and he's got this, that and the other. And if City were to pay the £3.5 million that Kevin De Bruyne would lose from sponsorships and things like that, if City were in the Premier League, the chances are he'd sign the contract.
And if he went, Riyad Mahrez could play for in his position, Martin.
There's no point in me carrying on anything because I'm making points and you're just shooting him down.
I'm not, Martin. Just because
I said about the Premier League I said Premier League could open investigation. Where's the evidence for that?
You're acting like a child.
I'm not.
You're acting like a child.
I'm not. I'm giving an opinion, and you're knocking my opinion straight down.
And you're acting like a child, you're throwing your dummy out the pram because somebody disagrees with you or comes back to the point. I'm asking you a question. You came back with an answer, and I've just given you a counter argument to it and asked you about it.
Well, there's a counter argument back to you. Do agents always tell the truth?
Well, do the media, because all you're basing every single thing you've said tonight has all been about what the media have said. Ferran Cheeky getting sacked on Monday, blah, blah, blah. If we lose
that was my opinion. I haven't said that in the paper.
Well, where are you getting that argument from then, if it's not your opinion?
That's my opinion.
So you just pulled that out of the hat. It's just you think they're getting sacked on Monday.
I didn't just pull it out of the hat.
So they're getting sacked on Monday if we get.
I didn't say they're getting sacked. I said heads should. Well, I said.
Okay. Well, who's
roll on Monday?
Whose heads are getting rolled then on Monday?
I do think Tixi and Soriano will be in a very difficult position if we get made guilty.
So their heads are rolling then. So they're the ones getting sacked. That's what I just said. I mean, I'm just going round in with different terms.
You turned around and said, what, I'm always negative against them. I've not been, you just go off the cast. I had a long list of issues that I had against them. I've not been allowed to say any of them.
Reel them off then.
All right, Virgil van Dijk, we missed out because we won't stump up the cat.
No, he said
He played for Liverpool.
He said the only club I'll go to is Liverpool. So you're wrong. You're wrong. That was from Virgil van Dijk. That was from Virgil van Dijk's lips. The only club I was signing for was Liverpool.
And I'm going off the chairman's lips. That's on the Amazon Prime documentary.
Yeah,
and he says it. His lips.
You said that. You said that. And what was it? The actual comments in that documentary?
That they want silly money and they won't pay it.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, that doesn't mean to say that Virgil van Dijk has agreed to come to Manchester City. That's just a conversation about his price in the market. Where's the evidence where they said, yeah, Virgil van Dijk wants to come to Manchester City, but they want £85 million and we're not going to pay it?
They want 70.
No, they never said that. They just turned around and said it's silly money and we're not interested. Virgil van Dijk came out and said there's only one club I wanted to go to, and that was Liverpool. Like, they were his words. Chris?
I just want to say I was born in 1971, and this club has never been run as well as it has under this administration by a million miles.
I totally agree.
So,
It's not.
but this list of gripes you've got against them, when we're having our most successful period in our history, is bizarre, mate. It's just bizarre.
No. So we're back to, because they've done a lot of great things, we've got to excuse any mistakes they make.
Well,
exactly as we are with players. Exactly as we are with players. KDB's done so great. He has a bad game. We still give him 8 out of 10.
Martin.
Right, wrong.
Martin, I said to you, reel them off. You said Virgil van Dijk.
Right, Jorginho.
Jorginho.
Do you want me to go on? Jorginho.
He wanted to go with Sarri. Which is why he wants to out the door, because he's going back to Juventus.
Tom, the deal was done.
Yeah, and then Sarri moved to Chelsea.
He wants to
Sarri moved to Chelsea.
He wants to put the extra money. City have never gone out, I've said it, and stumped up proper money.
How much was Jorginho?
I think it was like 50 million in the end.
How much did we spend on Rodri?
60.
All right, so we don't stump up money. We don't stump up money.
Well, that was for God's sake.
Well, you just said we don't stump up money. Well, he was 50 odd million, but we no, that's too much money, and yet we went and spent more money on Rodri. Don't make any sense whatsoever.
2 years later.
Don't make any sense whatsoever.
Okay.
Go on. Who else?
Oh, Sanchez. I'll give him a pass on Sanchez because he asked for
Sanchez.
Alexis Sanchez.
What? What, when he wanted 400 grand a week?
And I just said I accept.
Right. So that's nothing to do with Cheeky and Ferran then. Go on.
Oh.
What are the massive mistakes that they made? Do you want me to get a spade for you?
I'm not getting a spade. It's just that I'm not going to sit there and go on the backside because they've done a few great things.
You just said you said your words were I'll reel them off. So I'm asking you to reel them off. You said Virgil van Dijk, which was wrong. I'm said Jorginho, which we spent more money on. Rodri.
Not doing it anymore.
Are you giving up now?
No, you just move on to your next subject.
Oh, that's a proper titty lip, isn't it?
No, it's not a titty lip. My point is,
I've not shouted. I've just given you. You asked it. I just asked you for it.
I'm not shouting, but I've never said that the club has not been run the greatest it's ever been run. But they have made mistakes.
And I've just said to you, what are the mistakes they've made?
And you sat there going, no, they haven't.
I never said that. I just said to you, you said, I'll reel off all the mistakes they've made. And I went, reel them off.
Vincent Kompany. The signing of Cancelo made no sense whatsoever. Yeah. How they didn't have a replacement lined up was stupid.
Yeah, but then I did say about the Otamendi thing.
Say, look, there's no point in because you've got the answer right back.
No, I'm not saying that is the answer. I'm saying, but then there was the Otamendi thing. I agree with you. We should have had definitely should have had somebody lined up, and I think they possibly did have somebody lined up, but then Otamendi decided to stay. But go on. Come on, you're on a roll here, buddy.
No, I'm not on a roll. I don't see the point anymore because we're not going to agree. You're going to turn around. If we get banned on Monday, you're going to say the club have done that wrong. Everything's brilliant. We move on.
I would never say that. Because how can I say they've done nothing wrong when I've said all along, and I've been 100% on record for this, saying I do think we've done something wrong. I've always said that. Always.
I don't think it will end. If we get banned on Monday, it will not just be a case of case closed, we move on. It won't be like that.
Well, what will it? Okay. Well, what will it be then?
Now, this is my opinion. Before you go, I think the Premier League will open. I think the Premier League will open an investigation.
Okay. Yeah. And what they going to do?
Well, then it's going to be financial doping to get the titles.
You really believe that they'll take away the titles? You really believe the Premier League will take the titles away from City? I'm only asking. I'm asking. It's a question.
I'm saying it could. I said it could be a possibility. Didn't say it'll happen.
All right.
Right.
Yeah.
I think you're gonna have, like I said, the issue with players. You're gonna have the issue. This squad needs a huge rebuild. We're not going to be.
We've had one of the youngest squads in God knows how long.
Yeah, because we're 23 points off Liverpool because we're fucking magnificent.
Because it's a crap season.
We had an off season. I said that in my thing after the fan cam. We had an off season, but we play like champions. Like, look at the football we played. We've got loads of goals. We've broken records ourselves. You know, we're still in the FA Cup and the Champions League. It's not an off season whatsoever. And I've not supported City as long as you guys, but I can imagine that you guys are pinching yourself for even saying that we're in the semi-finals of the FA Cup and Champions League and beating Real Madrid 2-1 on aggregate. You know what I mean? So we can't be doing such a bad job. Just because we haven't got the Premier League don't mean we've had a bad season.
That's Tom's point. It's not me. I'm not saying anything.
Let Tom have his
me.
point.
Yeah,
Tom, let you have his point, mate, because that back four's wonderful, isn't it, mate? It don't need redoing. Wonderful.
I never said that.
So is that not a big rebuild, back four?
It's not a massive rebuild.
You said, okay, all right. The back four needs a rebuild.
Need a striker.
Name me a better player.
Replacement for Sane.
Name me a better
5 or 6 players.
Name me a better right back in the Premier League than Kyle Walker.
There isn't one.
Pereira at Leicester.
Really? All right, name me a better centre back than Laporte.
Virgil van Dijk.
Oh,
I'll go on if you want. You're going to sit.
No. That's fine. I'm just asking. So any other centre backs in the Premier League better than Laporte and Van Dijk?
No.
Left back. Name me a better left back than Benjamin Mendy in the City team.
Probably Robertson. That's it.
Maybe, which he's never going to come, is he?
Well, no, you go and get a ball.
So what we're talking about is
the Premier League here.
What we're saying is a centre back.
Oh,
we need a centre back. You just said
not
a whole rebuilding of the back four.
Tom, you're shaking your head, but again, I'm going to give you a little fact. Otamendi and John Stones in the last year of the contract.
Yeah,
are you letting them both walk for free?
Yeah, so why do we need
Are you letting them both walk for free? They didn't do it for Sane. They ain't doing it.
What's the point? What's the point in rushing and getting 2 centre backs if it's bloody pointless? If we just get one solid one and keep them and run out of the contract,
You're not going to allow assets walking out the door for free. You all said this about Sane. We'll let him come out for free. They were never letting him go for free. They were letting him go for whatever they could because they had to.
I don't understand what the Sane, Otamendi, and John Stones Otamendi is.
If John Stones and Otamendi do not sign contracts, the next month or 2, they're going to sell them this summer. They're not going to allow them to walk free.
I agree with that.
I totally agree with you.
You just said they're not.
No, I didn't say that.
You said they'll let them walk free.
I said there's no point rushing in to get another centre back in. If we get a strong one in, there's no point rushing because You know what? You see where I'm coming from on that, though. There's no point rushing to get another pointless centre back in that we're going to leave excel in 2 years' time, and we're back at the same problem.
All right, then. So we buy one, and you've got say Koulibaly and a Laporte.
Mm-hmm.
What do you do then if Stones and Otamendi have gone out the door? Because we've had two, we can't let them go for free. Garcia might have gone to Barcelona. You get one injury, who was sticking at centre back?
I don't know that question.
Me?
I don't know that question.
Taylor Howard-Bellis.
Does Fernandinho you can put there? Because he's not going back into CDM whatsoever. Fernandinho's a centre back.
So we're right back to the problem we've got this season.
Not necessarily if you've got Koulibaly and Laporte at centre back. That's an improvement. You're getting rid of 2 players for one good one.
No, I know that, but you're not getting the point. What you're saying is then you're hoping to go 60 odd. So you're hoping to go 60 odd games and not get one injury to Laporte or Koulibaly, for example.
Nothing's guaranteed. Look at Van Dijk. He hasn't been injured all season. But look at Laporte this season. He's been injured. It can happen.
But Pep rotates anyway, doesn't he? So he eats 4.
Taylor Howard-Bellis isn't getting in when there's an out to play for. You think he's going to come into a title chasing team?
Taylor Howard-Bellis hasn't been waiting as much as Garcia has. Taylor Howard-Bellis has only come through, whereas Garcia's been a thing just like Foden has. Taylor Howard-Bellis, you'll see.
Yes. The point you're all forgetting is Garcia, Stones, and Otamendi might be leaving in the summer.
Yeah, and they might not.
Guaranteed that Garcia might be leaving, though.
And they might not.
It means nothing yet.
Stones and Otamendi are going out the door.
Not necessarily, though. Who knows?
So again, I'm going to ask again. Like you just said, who knows? So again, I'll ask you the question: are they going to be allowed to walk on a free?
I can't tell you that because I'm not.
Yeah,
I'm
then
not
you
the
said
board.
no, and now you're changing your mind back.
No. I said that if we have to let them go on freeze, and that's the only option we have, then what can we do?
That. They won't do it.
How do we know that, though? We don't know that.
They didn't do it for Sane. They're not going to do it.
Yeah, but that's completely different. Leroy Sane and John Stones.
No.
The difference is one's a world beat and one's a big oaf.
City is still a business. They're not going to allow. If they can get 20 million for Stones now, they're going to take it.
Yeah, I wouldn't say Stones is a comparison.
If they can get 15 million for Otamendi, they're taking it.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
If Otamendi will be the one that goes on a free, if anything. Yeah. Otamendi will be the one that stays if we have to.
Chris, bring some sensibility into this conversation.
Well, it is on that. Is that Otamendi can go on a free at the end of next season? He's 32 now. You know, we're not going to get any resale value on Otto, really.
Do you not think?
You know,
no.
15 million for him.
No way.
You can go on free in January.
Mm.
You can sign a free contract.
Yeah.
Stones will either go or he'll sign a new contract.
Listen, guys, I'm not trying to be negative. You
are being extremly negative.
I'm not.
Very negative.
No, I'm also being what some people might call a realist as well. That the roses, I'm not sitting there.
This is worst case scenario, Martin.
Yeah. Everything.
Be positive in your club.
Worst case. Everything you've said tonight is worst case scenario. Is this? Worst.
That's what we may be faced with on Monday. That's what we may be faced with.
Yeah, but we might not be.
And if we're not brilliant, I'll tell you what, I'll be dancing in the damn street naked if we get off it, because I'll be that damn happy. Yes, it's going to scare everyone.
Tell you what, rather than being glass half empty and Pep's leaving, KDB will be leaving, we're going to get rid of everybody. The whole team needs a complete new rebuild. The back four need all rebuild.
Blah, blah, blah. The whole team.
And Cheeky are leaving.
Putting words in my mouth again.
Why not just go, let's wait and see till Monday?
Yeah. Well, I didn't say a whole team. I said
we can have all this big conversation next week.
Am I the only City fan who said City need a revamp? Am I the only one who said that?
But what, a revamp? Well, what? All right. What's a revamp?
You know.
What are you talking about a revamp for?
Saying breaking news.
Well, what is
need a revamp,
when you say a revamp? What do you mean by anyone's? If you said to me, City need a revamp, I'm thinking we were where we were 3-4 years ago when we had.
We are with the back line. We are with the back line.
Okay, right. Before anyone says anything, before anybody says anything, Martin, how old is Kyle Walker?
29 or 30, you know.
Right. How old is Cancelo?
No.
How old?
That I don't know, but he ain't good enough.
He's about 25. How old is Laporte?
Oh, God.
25.
You're naming one. You're naming me one.
No, I'm not. I've named you
players
three
here.
players. Martin, I've named you three players already. Laporte, 24, 25. How old is Benjamin Mendy?
So,
Pretty young.
25, 26.
24, 25. Yeah? Otamendi, yes, 32 on his way out. John Stones, 26. Zinchenko, if you keep him as a left back, 24. Is he 23, 24?
I think he's 22 actually.
22, is he? I thought he was a bit older than that. Maybe right.
23 then.
So tell me where they're all old and they need to be
I
moved
didn't
on.
say old. Again, you're putting words in my mouth. Never mention old.
You said to me, well, what's the age of them? So a revamp is what? What's a revamp?
I'm also looking at ability-wise.
So go on then. How many
Injury
players do you
injury
think
prone.
City will sign then if you honestly believe the back-to-back Premier League title winners with 198 points, who have won 8 out of 9 last
Sounding
semester?
like United fans living in the past now.
Right. So we have been the best team over the last decade. We have won more than most teams have won in the last decade. With last season, 198 points, broke records left, right, centre. This season, we are literally 20 odd points behind Liverpool. Most consistent team for a long time. They've been ultra consistent. We are still 9 points ahead of third place in the Premier League. So what does that tell you about the rest of the Premier League and ourselves compared to Liverpool's gap?
Poor league. It's a poor league.
It's a poor league, yeah. We are in the semi-finals of the FA Cup. We're in the quarter-finals with the 2-1 League of Real Madrid in the Champions League. We've already won the League Cup and the Community Shield. We could win another 4 trophies this season, and suddenly we need to revamp the whole team.
Can I just say, Andy, if we'd have bought Koulibaly last summer and a decent left back, right, would we be 20 points behind?
I would say probably not.
No, I don't think we would. I think we'd probably be challenged because we don't have a problem scoring goals.
No,
our problem is that
I don't think we would be. I don't think
No,
we'd be
because
challenged
Laporte has been
because
injured.
Laporte was
Oh
out.
yeah, with Laporte,
Because
fair
then,
dues.
because then you'd have
If Laporte was in and we got Koulibaly, yes.
Well, my point is that we don't need loads and loads of players.
No.
We need one or two. One or two. That's it, really.
I don't think we need a revamp.
I think we definitely need a good centre half. We probably have to look at a left back either to be, because Zinchenko isn't the boy to be filling in that role. No. And then we need to look at whether we need to be replacing Aguero sooner rather than later, and that's about it, really.
Yeah.
Go on then, Martin. Who's your revamp? Who do we need?
Well, I think 5 or 6 players.
5 or 6? Okay. What then? Who?
2 centre-backs.
We need 2 centre-backs.
Mm-hmm.
Which means we definitely have to get rid of Stones and Otamendi.
Because I think that's what's going to happen.
Okay.
I think we're going to need a backup left back, if not a left back to compete with Mendy.
Yeah, agree with that.
We're going to need to replace Sane.
So you think we're going to have to replace him?
I don't think we need to, but I think the club have virtually said they're going to. I think
all right.
They're going to do.
I think that's a good point. I mean, that's a discussion. We'll leave the other. I mean, the rumours we were going to talk about was Traore. Adama Traore was. I mean, we've been linked with him loads, but then Kingsley Coman Bayern have said absolutely no way we're selling him. If we were to get a left winger in, then who's going to miss out? Because if we're going to spend big to replace Sane, who is going to miss out? Because somebody is going to miss out.
I think it'll be Mahrez, won't it? As sad as that is, Sterling's over Mahrez every time.
But according to you and Martin, Tom, you've just said that he's had a really good season.
No, I know. I think he will. But on a player point of view, on the caliber of the guy and who he is, and the form he's put in previous seasons and what his ability is, I think Sterling will be over Mahrez, even though I think Mahrez is a quality player, just based on what I think that's what City would do. And if Pep was looking at that, he'd choose Sterling over Mahrez if we were going to bring in a left winger.
That would leave us £60 million sort of like bench player. Chris?
It's an interesting one, isn't it? Because Bernardo hasn't played as much this season. Where's his place in the team at the minute? Mahrez is getting far more game time than Bernardo is. If you are going to bring in a Leroy Sané replacement, that's going to cost some money, and he's going to probably be first choice. And Raheem is first choice on the right side, for me. So yeah, it probably would be Riyad, I suppose. But I worry about Bernardo.
You do worry about him?
Yeah, because I think his form has dipped off this season. He looks a little bit lost in games.
Yeah.
And I don't know what his role is, because it looks like Phil's going to fill David's shoes, or that's the idea. I think when Silva first came in, it was going to be a Silva for Silva, but I don't know if I see Bernardo in the same light as I see David, and I think I would prefer Phil.
Okay.
I think I would prefer to see Phil fill in those shoes.
I think Bernardo's not had a brilliant season compared to the previous one where he was immense.
Brilliant.
I think I named him as player of the season. I think the City player of the season last year. But all right, Martin. Well, who then would you want in if you want a left winger?
There's been rumours about this. Is it Torres?
Pau Torres.
Yeah, there's rumours about him this evening. I've not seen him, so I can't really tell you a lot about him. Like I said, ideally for me, I'd love it to be Gabby. I don't think the club see it that way.
Well, it's not going to be, because you said you think
no.
2 centre-backs, a left-back, a left winger replacement for Sané. So if that's the case, who is it going to be and who's going to miss out? Because somebody's not, if we're going to spend on a left winger, unless we buy some shit for 20 million quid, or we get an absolute bargain for some reason, I don't know who that would be, we're going to have to spend big, and probably more than we've got for the 49 million quid plus whatever add-ons for Sané. We're going to have to spend a lot more than 49 million.
The rumours are City are going to go big this summer. They're going to change the transfer policy that they've had for the last 2 or 3 years. They're going to go back to spending the big bucks. Obviously, if everything goes... I mean, the thing is, the rumours I'm hearing is there's an A and a B list. There's an A list if we get off on Monday and a B list if we don't.
I mean, I think I read on Twitter earlier, I don't know, it's Sam Lee, I think, said out City will buy 3 players this summer. A centre-back, a left-back and a striker. And that's it.
Two centre-backs.
Yeah.
They were after a left-back last summer, because apparently Sam Lee was the one who said they were quietly trying to get Mendy off the books, but they couldn't get a buyer for him. That was out of Sam Lee's mouth. Now, I don't always believe everything he says, so...
No. I mean, I like all of these things. It's all sort of sauce.
I'm going to be honest. I do, and the other one was I do think we need a striker, because I have major. I don't want Sergio to go out in an absolute damp squid. I want him to go out in a blaze of glory. He's 33. Will he be next season or towards the end of it?
How much can City spend though, really, in reality? And how much would a striker cost?
This is the point. This is why I'm saying Monday is so crucial. And I am. I'm probably, because I'm so passionate, is because I'm so damn nervous about Monday.
I think everyone's nervous about it. We're all anxious about it.
It's like make a break for me. This is going to determine the next 5 years of City, this on Monday.
I don't think it
for
is.
Me,
I don't think it is.
It's not like 1999,
no.
Is it?
No, I'm not saying it is. I'm not saying it is. I'm not saying it. But I'm not as confident on this idea of no Premier League investigation. I'm not.
I don't think anyone's confident that something's not going to happen and blah blah. I think we're just saying there's no evidence at the moment that something isn't.
No, because the Premier League are probably keeping the power to try and can't do anything until Monday.
I know, but we don't know that. I think that's our point, is the fact that you're saying that. It's like you're looking for something that might.
No, I'm not.
We don't know what's going to happen.
I am a person who thinks worst case scenario, when things come good, then I'm not disappointed at the end. That's who I am. So be it, I'm one of these. If things go belly up, and I'm not disappointed then.
You've told us your plane's not going to crash.
At the end of the day,
that's a good point.
Time, so.
Think about the fact that the plane's going to crash, and if it doesn't, happy days. I'm in
sangria.
No, do you know what does? I tell you what does bother me. And like Chris said, if we get done on Monday, we are cheats forever, and we can't fight that. We can never fight that. We can never go. No, we're not cheats.
To be fair, are we not cheats already because we got done by UEFA?
No, but we've always had a fight against it and an argument back. We'll have no argument if we get done on Monday.
Yeah, but we
will have no argument, and that's fact.
Yeah, but fact is, we accepted the fine and the player ban by UEFA 5-6 years ago. We accepted it. That's fact. Yeah. And we were cheats then. If people want to talk about that, and
I know, but I don't want
cheats again.
I don't want everyone else to be remembered as cheats. Because that's how they will. No, that's how they will remember us.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, no, but I don't think. But that's.
We won't. We will all go.
I know. Yeah, no.
The outside world will never ever give.
I understand all. But what you're doing is you're living your life of City through opposition fans' eyes. You give a shit what they think.
We had bloody 25 years of them.
Well, I get that, but I mean, if it upsets you that much, don't read it. Don't worry about it.
I'm not on about bloody reading it. I work with half of them.
I know, but I mean, it don't matter what City do. I mean, I'll tell you now. On that, my philosophy is, if City get away with it, we'll still be called cheats.
Stop saying get away with it.
We'll say, oh, well, they'll do this or they'll do... Well, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Win the appeal and things like that. Oh, yeah, no, you must have paid them off, or you did this, or you're still this. Well, you still banned 6 years ago. You were still this, that, and the other, and got a fine, and it won't make any difference to opposition fans. It won't change the Arab oil money. It won't change the racist undertones. It won't change anything, one way or the other. It won't. And I don't think, as City fans, in my opinion, and my only opinion is, I don't think it should change the way we view the club, the players, because it's not the players' fault. It's not the stewards who man the turnstiles. It's not their fault. It's not Tony, the programme seller. It's not his fault. And it's not the other City fans who you meet up with and have a beer and have a chat and on match day. It's not their fault either. It is what it is. And that is just big business. And like I said, I think there's something in there that might be, we might have done things in the right intentions, circumnavigated certain rules, and whether that is justified, it's right, it's wrong, whatever, Cass will decide at the end of the day. And as fans, I don't think it'll make much difference to us, because if we get away with it, I think opposition fans will still call us cheats, they'll still call us Arab oil money, blah, 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 crap. And I just think I've seen the best football I've ever seen in my lifetime, and we've won trophies I never thought I'd ever see in my lifetime. But anyway, I think that brings us to the end. I think whatever happens on Monday, it is going to be one heated debate, one way or the other.
I was going to go to the head on Monday. I don't think I'll bother now.
No, I don't think you should, because Ferran and Cheeky will have their minders looking for you to be ejected down Joe Mercy way in a very, very quick manner after the comments you've made tonight on those two.
I don't trust him on any bridges.
No way. Keep him away from bridges. Listen, that was a long one. We covered John Stones. We talked about Kevin De Bruyne. We got stuck into Garcia rumours. Me and Martin had a massive big Barney debate, whatever, on Cass. Chris chipped in with his thoughts. Tom chipped in with his. It's all about opinions. It really is. I guess we're just going to have to wait and see on Monday what's going to happen. And Martin isn't a plastic. I was just winding him up because I know it winds him up. He's been supporting City for a very long time. So I apologise.
I'm a Liverpool fan.
No, you're not. Chelsea.
Newcastle.
Oh yeah,
Spurs.
Spurs. What is it? Leicester. He loves Leicester fans. Does Martin?
And Villa.
Yeah.
I won't be a Villa
No,
fan.
that's Chris.
Chris.
I think what we'll do is on Monday we'll do a massive big video on it.
Yeah.
I don't want it.
Give me 5 hours spare.
Yeah, keep our fingers crossed. We'll see what happens. But anyway,
Do a Monday night social instead of a Friday night.
We will do a Monday night cast social, and we'll do something on that. But yeah, it's going to be interesting. It'll either be great, or it will be okay, or it will just be a nightmare. And we'll discuss all the ramifications of what Cass decide and where City will go next if it doesn't go in our favour. But anyway, don't forget, check out part 1, where we talked about last night's game against Newcastle, or the night before's game by the time you're watching this. The Newcastle 5-0 win, gave our player ratings and talked about the performance of some of the players in particular. But anyway, this is Andy from Man City Fan TV. I want to say a massive thank you to Tom Foden.
No worries. Thank you.
Cheers, Chris.
Nice one, Andy. See you soon, mate.
And my best buddy, Martin. Martin, thanks, mate. Good debate, that. Enjoyed it.
I can't even speak.
He's had enough.
Goodbye from me.
He just wants me to press stop now. He's had enough of me for tonight. But anyway, take care. Don't forget to hit that bell icon, and we'll see you soon.